What's up, guys? Welcome back to Off the Dribble, featuring myself, Ashraf Iyer, and my co-host Chetan. We are back to discussing some basketball. We've been doing it like sort of intermittently over the past few weeks, but as you guys know, it's been mainly football. With the NFL season starting, obviously the hype around football is huge. We decided we talk about it for a bit, but the true bread and butter of this channel is definitely basketball. And today we're gonna give you guys a segment that we really like to record in the off season, but I guess with the season being so close, it'd be nice to discuss some hot takes so we can keep track of them to see if they actually happen or not. And yeah, let's start. Chayton, you want to give your first one?
Yeah. So my first hot take is that the Nuggets actually are gonna be between a 5 to a 7 seed in the West. They're not gonna be a top 5 seed. Um
So before you say why, you got to list the four teams you got to finish above them.
so I'm gonna put you guys the Thunder, I'm gonna put the Wolves, I'll put the Rockets, and then I'm gonna put the Lakers there.
Okay.
I looked at originally when they first made that trade, I was pretty high on it. I kind of fell into the trap of the hype. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cam Johnson is a great like role player. He's gonna fit in well with that team, but I think people don't realize like how like impactful like MPJ actually was for the Nuggets. Yeah, he I mean like he might like chuck up shots, but he still shot the ball pretty efficiently for the years he was there.
Yeah.
Defensively, like he wasn't bad either. Like he would actually like put in the effort to play defense. I know that because they play us 4 times a season. We played them in the playoffs multiple times. Like the reason they lose those games isn't because of him. A lot of the games that they lost, majority of the time, especially the first 2 games in last series in 2024, is because of Jamal Murray. It wasn't even because of him. Last season in the playoffs, he was healthy, couldn't like barely played through it, had a couple good games. There was a game where he still couldn't miss even after like hurting his shoulder. But I think like the whole blame of their collapse in the playoffs, I don't really think it's a collapse because again they lost to the defending champs in the second round, so it's like I don't think you can really say too much. Or not the defending champs, the champs that just technically the
Yeah.
defending champs actually, but I don't really think you can. I mean, you lost to the team that won the whole thing, so I mean, if there's
And
one
they
team,
played us the best.
yeah, there's a team to lose to, it would be the team that won everything. And I mean, like Cam Johnson is a great player, don't get me wrong, but he had the opportunity in Brooklyn to like again be that fully like second option, and like Brooklyn was a really bad team. And yeah, he might have. I think I can't think of his averages off the top of my head. Probably around like the 16, 17 points per game, shooting like close to 40% from three on probably like 4 or 5 attempts, which is still like really good, but it's nothing that I think is going to take that team to a whole new level. Again, they added some bench pieces like Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., who's again like I think is not going to do anything crazy for them. Bruce Brown, in my opinion, last 2 years has been injured, really hasn't played impactful basketball, so I think it'll take him some time to get used to. But overall, I think that team, just the way they play, it's really reliant on Jokic. Yeah, they got Valanciunas, but like again, you could play Valanciunas off the floor a lot. You guys did that against him when you played them 2 years ago when he was on the Pelicans. They tried to play him on the court. You guys played him off every single game. So I just think that as the season goes on, like it usually happens, Jokic is going to get tired. Playoffs come around. He's not going to be able to play 40, 42 minutes because Valanciunas is not going to be the answer. So I just think that teams are getting better in the West, and I just don't think that trade like really, really is what changes their trajectory to win a championship.
Yeah. I don't even think that's not a bad take. I mean, I think
I think
maybe
to like the
maybe people who like
casual
the casual
fan
fan.
that like watch, yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
something where they're like, oh, they made this trade, they should be solidified at least a fourth seed in the West.
Yeah. And if you look at if you I mean to back up your argument about Cam Johnson and Michael Porter Jr., if you were to look at their numbers, right? So Michael Porter Jr. last season averaged 18.2 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Cam Johnson averaged 18.8 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. It's like the same thing. Like
Mhm.
if like for as much of a better defender as I think Cam Johnson is, he's also just unavailable. Last season he played 50 games. Michael Porter Jr. almost played every single game. Like I don't know. Like would I rather have a person who's ready to play 80 games a season and just impact the game that way, which is crazy for a Michael Porter Jr. like
Yeah,
state. He's also like injury prone, whatever. But Cam Johnson is just as if not more injury prone. and like a slightly worse offensive player. Why would I? I don't know. It's not that much of a better fit. That being said, MPJ's podcasts might take him away from everything, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with that
I
side of
think they gotta take the mic away, bro. They gotta take whatever.
like bro's acting like he has CTE or something. He needs to calm down a little bit.
But yeah, I would say the Lakers, potentially the Clippers too. I could take over the
Yeah,
Nuggets.
I think like after media day and everything, like that whole thing with aspiration like died down. Like I think
Yeah,
people reacted with everything with that. I
yeah,
think they'll end up being fine. Like the whole thing will just it'll go away. So that
he's
team will
gonna be
be
rich.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what is your first hot take?
that the Hawks will win the East.
Ooh.
I think um it's so hard. It's so against everything I know basketball wise to pick a Trey Young team to like Trey Young led team to make a championship because I don't know if I ever thought he was going to win a championship, but I think with the amount of injuries that are in the East, like Tatum makes the Celtics obviously not really a contender anymore. Like Halliburton obviously makes the Pacers not really a contender anymore, and I mean we can just kind of pencil in a Joel Embiid injury right now, right? Like for like it's just bound to happen. So essentially, like you have the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Hawks, probably, right? Or would be your like that would be the teams and the Magic that you would consider to be like threats. I
Yeah.
mean, like I've never really believed in the Cavs. I don't think a two guard backcourt with no perimeter defense around them like really works. I think Dame and CJ was like as high as that height can go, and I don't know. I don't think the Knicks have what it takes to make the championship. So I'll take the Hawks. Like great front court defense, probably the best guard defender in the league in Dyson Daniels. You have Nikhil Alexander Walker, probably one of the best role players in the league. Um, tons of like Risa Shea, the number one overall pick. No one talks about who had a great back end of last season. Obviously, if Trey Young, Jalen Johnson could be the best player in that team soon. Like I think it's gonna be. I mean, I think they have a good chance.
Mm-hmm. And then even with the addition of like Kristaps too, like again they have Onyeka, like they have solid like depth at like almost every position. Pretty high on Jalen Johnson. I think he'll have a good season barring no injuries. I think last season like he was actually like pretty much on a tear until he hurt his shoulder. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good take.
Yeah.
I'm also
What's your
not
next one?
too. I also agree. Like I'm not too high on the Knicks for something. Like I don't know. I just can't see them like I don't know why. I like there's like always some point in the playoffs like where they just end up falling apart, and it's always at the wrong time. Like
Yeah.
where you need to like when you need to like go through it, it's when they fall apart. And I think it's like that's something you can't really control. But like again, they could prove me wrong. They had a coaching change again. Like coaching changes can either go really good or they can go really bad. Like it
Yeah.
really depends on that. So we'll see how that Mike Brown offense does. I think he's more adamant on ball movement. That's like what I've been hearing as training camp has been going on. So we'll see if that's actually implemented and we don't see Jalen Brunson with the ball for 17 seconds out of 24 seconds on the shot clock. But I think with the Hawks winning the East could be a take that actually becomes true.
I mean, because who saw the Pacers winning the East this year, right? Like,
Exactly.
but they kind of fit the same mold as the Hawks. Like, they have like a pass first point guard who can shoot the ball, like who has like a bunch of like wing defenders around him to take care of like his own defensive liability. I feel like they're very similar sort of teams, and those kind of teams make runs.
Yeah, agreed.
What's your next
So
one?
my next hot take is that the gap between we already talked about this, but the gap between the first seed and the second seed in the West is gonna be under 7 games or less compared
Yeah,
to last season, which was what was it, like 17 games.
yeah,
Yeah, I think the gap between the first, I think the second seed is going to be us.
yeah,
I think the continuity of us going into next season with a healthy team is going to do us good, but I think that gap is going to go down a little bit. I also like the main reason is because like going back to back is like one of the harder things to do in the league. It's not. I think you guys solidified are going to be the 1 seed, but like Houston added some depth. They added like great pieces with that trade with KD. Like all these teams are trying to compete again. I feel like next season like the West is going to be more like it was competitive already, but like between 2 to 5. But I feel like overall from like 1 to 4, like it's going to be a more competitive as it was compared to last year.
Yeah, I think the West is better for sure. I also think we're better. So I think the I guess the take would depend on like do you think we're gonna rest a lot, or like do you think we're gonna take the regular season like a little easier because like we need to conserve ourselves for the playoffs, or like whatever LeBron needs to do, I guess. I don't know. Is that your rationale, or
It's how many games did you guys win last season?
68?
68. Like I think like winning more than 68 games again, or like going like from like even close to that range is going to be like really hard, because I think like teams, because like teams know, especially like in the West, like if there's one team like that there is to beat, it's you guys. Like every single team, like especially like these like playoff contenders that have been like in media day, like almost every reporter asks them like, "Oh, how are you gonna go about beating the Thunder?" I feel like every team like kind of realize that you guys are like really good, that the motivation is there. I think especially with us too. I think the motivation for the Wolves, I think, is on another level. I just like the way like Ed talks, the way like
Yeah,
Rudy talks.
to
Like,
ask. Oh, sorry, I didn't. Sorry,
what'd you
I didn't
say?
mean. Sorry.
No, no. What were you saying?
No, I mean because you got belt put to ass.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, belt pass to everyone, so it's not like a question asked. So I feel like once teams realize like there's like a dynasty on the rise per se, like going into a season where like teams want to be more competitive, I think every game in the regular season is going to mean more. I also think like for us, I expect us to play like a lot better than we did last year. I think last year we also were injured. Dante was hurt
Yeah,
for a lot of the season. Julius missed like 30 games. So like I feel like continuity wise, like I expect us to be within that like 50. I think we won like 54 games like 2 years ago. I think around that same take should be good, and that would put you guys at like 61, 60, like 61 to 63. If we can get to 55, 57, like I mean that'd be good.
yeah. The betting markets agree with you too. I think the Thunder are looking over under 62 and a half. So
So it's
they're
like
saying,
line out, yeah.
yeah, they're saying what you're saying too. Uh,
It's like
yeah,
it's always
it's
hard,
not a bad thing.
because every time a team like plays you now, like in the regular season, like they're gonna be like, oh, like you guys are the defending champs. Like let me show like the rest
That
of
point of the argument is like weren't teams doing that anyways? Like I'd hope if you're a team in the West and you saw like the Thunder win 60 games the year before, that you'd be like, oh shit, like, or like when we were like 34-4, bro, like where teams
yeah.
looking at us like, oh yeah, like I feel like they
No,
were
but
already doing that.
that's when, like teams are like it's like teams are like, all right, like you guys are 34-4. Like for example, like I think last season at that point, what was on like our Wolves' mind was like, all right, we need to figure out what the fuck we were doing, because while you guys are 34-4, we were like, I think we were like 500. So like it's
Yeah,
not like, oh, like we need to compete with you guys. It's like we need to fucking like just figure our shit out. I think
yeah,
like the way like a lot of teams now, like they realize like their teams are, especially like Thunder, like the Rockets. I think the Rockets are going to be able to compete a lot. They're gonna. I feel like they're gonna play fast, which is like the way to compete with you guys. Play physical. I think like just I just think the way teams are built a little bit more. Again, like the Mavs too. Like it's come out
yeah.
that they might run a lineup with like AD, Coop, Lively. Like you have like three like 6'10" like forwards in there. Like I think it's like competition wise, it's going to be a lot harder, especially when you have to play teams like that like 3 to 4 times compared to teams in the East when you're playing them like 1 to 2 times a season.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I think you guys will still win more than like 60, 61 games. Like again, like if you guys win like 68, like again, like I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah. I think I don't know, like health in mind, because like people forget we won 68 games and our third best player played 20 of them.
Mhm.
We'll see. I hope you're wrong. I hope it's like 10 games because then I win a bet. Uh, this next take will be like it'll be a bit more far viewing. So I saw this on Twitter and I kind of agreed with it. It was the Celtics won't make another championship as long as Jason Tatum is their best player, or as long as Jason Tatum's on the team.
They won't make one.
Yeah,
Like they won't even make the finals. Interesting.
So I guess my I guess this would be so Tatum is 27. So the next time he
Yeah.
plays basketball, he'll be 29. So I guess I'm really talking about like a 4-year window, right? Like past Tatum's recovery, because I feel like at 34, if he's your best player, that might be a bit concerning.
Hmm.
Um, so one, I think a lot of teams in the East are like, I think them being like bad now will bode for the East being really, really good in like 6 to 7 years. Because then you have like picks, like higher draft picks come to the conference, and then they start to become better. And then you see teams like the Hawks, right? A team that I predicted to make the championship this year. Like, I think as like even if they get rid of Trey, they still have like a 5 to 6 person young core of like 22 and under who all have like all-star upside, like
Hmm.
the Pacers, who like are younger than the Celtics, who only have room to grow up. They have a lot of players. They have a 12 13 like person roster, like teams like that. I guess teams like the Knicks even, who gotta be hungry to win a championship. So I don't know if the Celtics, especially especially because of how much of their roster they gave up this offseason and how like bleak their like sort of trade to free agency situation looks. Like I don't know how they're gonna get better in like 2 years, enough to compete with the teams at the top, and then also maintain that.
That's a valid take, but apparently, like Tatum might play basketball like in like
Hell
5 months.
no, bro. No, that's so bad. You know why they're theorizing that too? It's because Kobe came back from like tearing his Achilles in like 7 months. But so like this guy would be definitely tempted to do it because he's weird. But then like Kobe fractured his fibula 6 games later after doing that.
That's
Like if
definitely like related to
yeah.
some type of weakness in the leg, the muscle, something like that. Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know, like Katie said it best. Like the thing about an Achilles isn't necessarily like the Achilles itself, right? Because the tear kind of heals up fast, not fast, but like faster than you'd think. But it's the muscle around the calves that like you can't even walk because your leg's been so drained for like this 5 months.
Yeah,
So like building that back up to like a healthy point where you can like
put
play
pressure on
basketball
it in, like
is crazy.
and like the shit like these NBA players do. Like you're not then the human body's not supposed to do. Like you shouldn't be fucking jumping like 40 inches in the air and
Like
with
hardwood,
landing on like with 190 pounds like body weight and then landing on hardwood.
it's
Like
terrible. It's
yeah,
one of the worst sports for your body, like overall. But
yeah,
like
100%.
he should not come back this season. But
Yeah.
my take is assuming he's smart and doesn't come back this season.
I think like that would be the smart thing to do. I think like what Dame said too is like I think Dame's situation is a little bit different because he probably like knows like there's no reason for me to like rush like this. I'm
Yeah,
not winning. So, but like again, like he said, like I just want to be fully healthy before I even come back and play basketball. So I think that's it's honestly the better thing to do. Like he
yeah,
is still only 27, so coming back 29, like you'll still technically be in your prime. You'll be able to compete again. So just just take the time to be healthy fully.
yeah,
Yeah. So my last hot take is yeah, still my last one.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that Cooper Flag will not have as good of a rookie season as people think. I think VJ Edgecombe will win Rookie of the Year. Um, that being said, is because, bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, bro. Okay, so
Late.
my whole like reasoning is so Jared McCain is hurt for at least like I think the next 2.5 months.
Yeah,
So BJ is going to be starting. At some point in the next 2.5 months, Joel Embiid, like, I don't want it to happen, but like with the way he plays in the season, like he gets hurt. So it's going to be Tyrese Maxey and BJ Edgecombe. On the Mavs side, like you already have a decent roster other than Kyrie, but you have D'Angelo Russell who's supposed to like be that fill-in point guard who's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot. You already have AD who's gonna be starting the season healthy. You have a starting center in Derek Lively. Like it's the ball needs to go around a lot. I feel like VJ is gonna be able to showcase more of his ability, like in that sense. And like rookie of the year at one point, like it's a numbers game. Like it's like fully more of like your how you performed. It's not really a team thing because like LaMelo won Rookie of the Year and Ant like was also like second in Rookie of the Year, and both teams were like bottom like 3 seeds in like their respective conferences that year. So it's more just who had a better season. And I'm not saying like Coop's impact on the Mavs isn't going to be there. I think like defensively it's going to be there a lot, but just like flashiness wise, who has better numbers offensively, I think VJ is going to get it, and I think that's where it's gonna. That's why he'll take it.
Okay. The
Like
funny
personally,
thing is,
I don't think VJ Edgecombe is a better player than Cooper Flag. Like I'm not saying that.
no. No, I'm not. I would have been surprised if you didn't bring up VJ Edgecombe once this episode. So I'm glad we talked about him. The funny thing is, one of my last hot take, which we can discuss now, just toss up a new one because I don't. It's so similar to the conversation you just had, was that I think Ace Bailey won Rookie of the Year.
Oh
So
shit!
yeah, so I'm gonna
It's
give.
kind of the same thought process, right?
Yeah. I just think like it's Coop's so good, bro. That's the thing. Like that's like, but it's like a numbers game, like you said. Like I think Ace is gonna just shoot the shit out of the ball in Utah, and it's
But
gonna
I
be like
feel like
Wentz
he's
game.
gonna have like that like rookie season where like yeah he can like average like 18 points, but it's gonna be on like 40% shooting. Like
Like
at
people
that
care about
point,
that.
I mean he's not like I think it'll take some time for his game to develop. Like the talent is definitely there. Like it's gonna be he'll show it, but
Dude, but
I
there's
think
gonna be like when I was watching him at Rutgers, like you don't know what you're gonna get. That's the crazy thing.
yeah
So,
like some games he'll give you 4 points, and the next game he'll go
yeah,
out there and give you 30.
but it's like I think with social media taking over the way it does, like if they like no one will give a fuck if Ace Bailey scores like 12 points on like 40% shooting,
That's
but
true.
when they see him score 39 points on 12 of 13 shooting, like it's actually like when he gets going, it's like scoring masterpiece.
Exactly.
So
Like, and then if you see Coop like have a bad game where he scores like 4 points on like he'll probably have a game where he scores 4 points on like 2 of 6 shooting. He only
yeah,
attempted 6 shots. But he didn't play a bad game, and then people are gonna be like, "What the fuck? This is the number one overall pick." Like, I mean, bro, you're playing on a team with Anthony Davis, Derek Lively. Like it's a very
yeah.
solid team. Like, I don't know what you can expect there.
It's like no one sees the bad Cam Thomas games, right? Like
Yeah,
you always see the insane ones. Uh,
exactly. And then
like
like the good players, like they harp more on their bad games. For example, if Shea has a bad game, like he's gonna hear about it. If Ant has a bad game, like nobody really says anything about their good games because it's expected. But then like the bad games, like you'll hear it more,
mhm,
which is like I think is unfair in the NBA, especially like for
mhm.
the NFL. I think it's a little different because you're like playing like only like 16, 17 games in a season. So I think you should be able to go out there. And again, like sometimes you might be matched up against like a Patrick Surtain where you can't do anything like physically.
Yeah,
But in the NBA, like there's just 82 games in the season. Like like it's really hard for somebody to go out there consistently and drop 20 like drop 30 points a game.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So now you gotta think about a new hot take. Well, I'm trying to like this is gonna come sound crazy because I think this player is at this point extremely overrated, but I think I think Wemby will justify that top 5 ranking in the NBA this season. Dude, did you see the video of him in the preseason yesterday when he like shoulder checked that guy driving to the rim and just dunked over everyone?
Weren't they like playing like Spurs versus Spurs or something though?
I have no idea, bro, but that is terrifying.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Like what are people supposed to do? Like and the worst part is like they've drafted like I mean honestly I think Dylan Harper might have been the wrong pick. I think they should have gone BJ. But still like you have Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, like you have Wemby himself. You have so many players like who actually like can get better together. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's gonna be terrifying, bro. If he averages 30 this season, they're like a top 6 or 7 seed.
Has he averaged more than 25 yet? I mean, it's only been 2 seasons, but
I'm not sure he's even averaged 25. Uh, me
like the only thing with
24.
him, bro, is like it's like the shot selection, bro. It's like sometimes it's like actually unbearable to watch.
Yeah,
How
like
about
when he
you?
was
I get you can make it. Like I know you can shoot the ball, but why are you dribbling the ball up and pulling up with a one-legged three-pointer? Like with like 17 seconds left in the shot clock. Like, come on.
but bro, if he like Loki locks in and like just like attacks
Yeah,
the basket,
he
I don't
locks in and
understand. Like
then
you
it's
can't guard him.
you can't really stop him, right? Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Like, bro, Chet is pretty good at handling the ball for a tall guy, right? Webby's 4 inches taller, bro. Chet's 7'1". This guy's 7'5". Apparently, he grew.
I think that's cap. There's no way.
Apparently, Rachel Demita said he looked taller. So I don't know,
If
but
he grew, then I think that's gonna affect his like mobility. I mean, it's Wemby actually. Like, motherfucker probably did some shit in China where like he extended his legs and like the flexion with his knees or something.
bro, he has like a 9-foot wingspan. Fuck the mobility. He'll just lean.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't really have to
Bro,
do too much.
it's actually if they find a way to get one more piece for them, like alongside him and Fox, or maybe trade Fox for someone, bro, it could be wraps, bro. Like if they get him like a nice wing,
Like, who are they gonna trade for, like Fox for? I don't think I think people like realize I don't think teams really want Fox like that.
like along with picks and like a crazy Giannis trade,
Like you might
Giannis and Wemby would actually break the league.
yeah, that would be insane.
At that point, you might as well abolish the East as a conference, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck? The Bucks would just the Bucks like really have to like be good just for the sake of them like, wanting to keep Giannis there.
Or if they move Fox for Jaylen Brown.
That could be cool, but like Jaylen Brown's like
But he's like
I
I feel
think
like he's kind of.
I think Wemby, Castle, and like Harper in like 4 years can.
I just don't think they have like. I just don't think the players they have make sense for the team. Like, if you have Fox and Castle, that's fine. But why draft Harper? If you have Harper and
Because I'm
Fox,
pretty sure they signed Fox for what, a 2-year extension or 4-year extension?
4 year.
How the fuck did you sign what?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So I think if you trade Fox for Jaylen Brown, I think it low key makes sense for both teams.
Yeah.
And you have like what Harper or Castle Harper Brown with like Sohan and Wemby or
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes Wemby. That would be fucking tough, bro.
That's a pretty good team, yeah.
I don't know.
I hope Wemby stays healthy because that if he stays healthy, I know for a fact he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, and I'm watching every Spurs game, bro.
Yeah, that'll be great. I think the Spurs can. I think they'll if they could get the play in, I think they'll be able to. They might make a push, but again, like making the play in means like you're versing like a top 2 seed in the first round. So, and also nobody on the team has playoff experience.
Yeah.
Even De'Aaron Fox doesn't have playoff experience. I think he played in 1 playoff series.
It was against the Warriors, right? He got he broke his hand or something.
Yeah, he broke his hand, and I think they lost in 7.
Oh, Steph's game 7. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, he dropped like 50, right?
Yeah.
That was like the year the Kings were like the 3 seed, I think.
Yeah. I think Steph has if Steph have the record for the most game 7 points, or is that Tatum? It was someone else.
I think it's Steph.
Most points in the game 7. But yeah, bro, if it's Tatum, 51.
How much did Steph drop that game?
50.
Oh, so
I think Tatum dropped 51 that same season. I'm pretty sure to break the record. That's crazy, bro.
If the Spurs stay healthy, I think they'll be a good team. I can see that. Yeah, 100%.
True.
But from my end, I don't think I have any other like crazy hot takes. Do you?
Nope.
Cool. Dubs. So the NBA season starts in like 3? I think exactly like 2.5, 3 weeks ish. So October 22nd, I think is opening day, or the 21st, something like that. So we'll probably, I think more NBA things are gonna keep happening with like injuries and like certain like updates with teams. But as that goes, we'll keep you updated, and as we get closer towards the first like slate of games, we'll probably do like a reaction of like our predictions for like the opening night games and things like that. So just stay tuned for that, and then also stay tuned for our Week 5 NFL recap and predictions for Week 6. Follow, subscribe at Off the Dribble Pod on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and we will see you guys next episode. Peace.